It's wedding season, and on Sunday, up to 24 brides will gather at the altar on a Nelson beach, take their vows and make a commitment to themselves. The love ceremony invites women to commit to loving themselves and is pitched as an act of self-acceptance. But you don't have to be single to take part. Confused? Well, the ceremony is at Tahunanui Beach and is being hosted by Nelson massage therapist Stephanie Crampton. I asked her to explain exactly what will happen.
We will stand in a circle around a beautiful flower mandala, and we will recognise and introduce each other in the circle of women and place an item into the mandala that represents love, self-love. And then what we will do is we will have a sound healing, and then we will begin with the actual ceremonies where each bride is welcomed up to the altar to stand in front of the full-length mirror beside a celebrant and go through a commitment ceremony to themselves, connecting deep into their own eyes and devoting self-love, a commitment to honouring and loving themselves. And then they will go through a ring ceremony where they declare and consecrate that commitment to themselves with a special ring that they've brought to remind them after the ceremony that that is what they are choosing to do. And
Stephanie,
then after that, we're going to... Yes?
Oh, sorry, I just want to clarify a couple of things. You're calling them brides, but are they actually marrying? I mean, who are they marrying? Some people will be struggling to get their head around this concept.
Well, it's a love ceremony, and it's like a wedding. It's like a wedding where they are marrying themselves. It's like they go through the motions of...
But why? Why can't they appreciate themselves and be happy with themselves? Why do they need to marry themselves?
Well, I love celebrations, and the idea came to me in a vision one day, and I couldn't just let that vision come and go. There's so many times when we receive inspiration and we don't act on them, and so I felt really guided to put on this celebration for women in a ceremony. It's been inspired by my own journey, my own healing journey, and coming to the space of
So how many women do you think will join you?
I think it's going to be a very intimate ceremony, because it takes a lot of bravery and a lot of courage and a lot of self-love to be standing in a public space, to be witnessed and to commit to loving yourself. I mean...
So this concept... Stephanie, this concept, some people call it self-coupling, call it what you will. It's a relatively new thing. So why is it happening? What's going on in people's lives that this is needed right now?
Well, all I can really do is speak from my experience. And I can't really say what's happening for other people. But what I can say is that in my life, I have really struggled with self-love and confidence and worthiness and all of these really important qualities to help me as a human being and thriving in this world. And, I've done a lot of personal development work myself to reach this point. And for some people, it may be easier, but my road that I've travelled, my healing journey, has been a long, enduring journey, and I feel like, to have self-love is to be in a space where I'm able to receive love fully and to give love out into the world. So without that, it's so important.
What do they get for their $100? So it's $100 to participate in the ceremony. What does that cover?
So the ceremony is limited to only 20 women. We have a limited time frame. So it's what they get is the ceremony. We have a celebrant and we have a photographer. And we're going to be, I'm going to be providing some, a beautiful platter, and they get a certificate as well.
What does the certificate say?
The certificate is the Love Ceremony Certificate, and it says on this day, such and such, whoever she is, declared to commit to honouring and loving herself. And then I've got a poem around self-love that I've written. So it's an empowering reminder of self-love. And then it's witnessed by, so I have the celebrant signing on the bottom.
Can you remember the poem, Stephanie? Could you recite some of it for us?
Oh, yes, let me just grab it for you.
Thank you.
Okay, it's called Self-Love. I have waited all my life for a love like this, searched in the heart of others, trying to fill a void until I met you. My broken pieces all scooped up with gentleness and nurture, strength and command. One whole being standing in a powerful essence, with a love so deep, profound and beautiful. My soul cries with joy and laughter. I can play in innocence like I have never done before. Your love for me has opened the door, a doorway to all parts of me. I welcome them all in. Now I have your love. Life will never be the same. Thank you, dear one. Blessed be.
And that's Stephanie Crampton.